Kirby Star Allies review, playing the bad guy. Now with the headline like that, you know the review is going to be good. What's up guys, it's Lost Chaos back at it again on another video from the lost side of the internet. I don't know if you guys have noticed today, but a new Kirby game has just released for Nintendo Switch. And so far, the reviews for this new Kirby game, Kirby Star Allies, they're pretty average for the most part. Now, I will say as a longtime Kirby fan, most Kirby games are pretty average. I mean, sometimes there's the phenomenal ones, like Kirby Superstar Ultra and Kirby Planet Robobot, but otherwise, most Kirby games are fairly average, but they're still pretty damn fun. It seems like HAL Laboratory and Nintendo have done nothing to switch up the format for Kirby. So we'll read some of the reviews real quick, guys, and then I'll read the main review, the big one that's probably pretty bad. 6-axis. Kirby Star Allies feels like a greatest hits collection rather than its own unique experience. It takes inspiration from the majority of classic Kirby games, and while it doesn't have quite the level of scope that Kirby Superstar had back in the day, there's a great amount of fun to be had. It's certainly more fun with friends and is well made, which is a good thing to say. Now we got Games Beat here. Its levels are predictable, the puzzles are obvious, and the 4-player co-op adds little besides the literal ability to have 4 people playing at the same time. Hey, for some people, that's good enough, man. Just playing with your friends in the atmosphere is good enough for them. Game Informer said, AL delivers a polished Kirby experience here that plays well, but it ultimately amounts to a forgettable adventure that demands so little from the player that I sometimes felt like I was barely involved at all. Now guys, I do have some controversial comments about the Kirby series, but I'll save that for the end of the video, my own personal opinions. So Goddess Geek said, while it looks lovely and isn't a bad game by any means, Star Allies is aimed at a very specific age group, and most others will find it far too easy and sadly rather dull, which is hilarious. And of course, guys, we got to the main highlight video, the main point of the video, and probably the most savage Kirby review on planet Earth. So guys, the game review site Metro Central, they must be in cahoots with the hip-hop artist Young Metro, because clearly they don't trust Kirby. So they start like this. When we review Kirby games, we often make the observation that Nintendo Pink Puffball is considerably more powerful than any of his enemies. His games are not only the story of a plucky underdog, not the story of a plucky underdog rising to the occasion, but of a monstrously powerful interloper wiping out anyone that opposes them with the minimum of effort. In this latest game, though, things have been taken to even more absurd extremes, to the point where we convinced he's the villain. For reasons unknown to the rest of the world, Kirby is extremely popular in America and Japan. Straight savage. Kirby is apparently not. I mean, they clearly see that. They hate Kirby. What little story there is involves dark hearts raining down upon Dreamland and turning other innocent creatures evil. Kirby is hit by one, and instead of being turned, he gains the ability to recruit enemies to his side through the power of love. Or as it seems to us, he's already evil, so it has no effect other than to give him the power to psychically possess other people. The frustrating thing about Kirby games is that all these individual roles are wonderfully detailed, with multiple different moves and abilities associated with them and your allies, none of which you ever really need, especially not when you can just sit back and let your allies do all the work. Things get even more absurdly overpowered when you start imbuing your allies' weapons with elemental powers like fire and water, at which point it just turns into a massacre. Clearly the game is aimed at kids, but it's not as if almost all Nintendo other games aren't equally family friendly and considerably more entertaining. That's a very important point there, guys. The recent Kirby Planet Robobot on 3DS is also a much better game, while still being a mainline 2D entry. So we're at a loss to imagine who Star Allies would really appeal to, other than undemanding children with a burgeoning interest in becoming the world's next supervillain. And this is their summary. In short, Kirby games are never seem fair on the enemies, but this tiresome and poorly balanced co-op platformer offers little chance of fun for them or you. The game is extremely well put together with excellent visuals and dozens of enemies with unique and relatively complex powers. Even by the standards of the series, the action is pointlessly easy, but also visually confusing and poorly suited to co-op play. Dull and repetitive level design with irritating load times. Score 4 out of 10. Yeah, guys, I had such a hard time reading this because this is so hilarious, man. Like, they so harsh on Kirby. Also, I give it a negative 4 out of 10 because there's no playable silver, of course. No silver, 4 out of 10. So, in summary, this Kirby Star Allies is pretty average. I mean, I can't recommend it unless you're really young and you like playing really easy games. Now, there's nothing wrong with family-friendly and easy games, but they can be family-friendly and easy and still really well made. So that's not the problem. I just think that Kirby Star Allies is just too easy to the point where you and your friends are obliterating every enemy on the screen. I mean, y'all are literally destroying everyone in your path. All enemies are pathetic. There's no challenge in this game, but I say it's worth a rental. Play it for like 2 days with your friends, take it back to the Nintendo Switch, and go buy something that actually poses a challenge. Anyway, guys, man, that's all I had to say about Kirby Star Allies. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about Kirby Star Allies. I recommend if you got a 3DS, just go buy Robobot. It's way better. Just go buy Robobot or Kirby Superstar Ultra, and you'll be fine, man. But this actually was a request from Crystal Lucario, Watercolor Kirby, and Orbot. They all requested Kirby reviews. So I didn't do this video in the traditional style, but you know, it's still there. So yeah, guys, I'll be in the comments. And yeah, some more videos coming later today. Peace out.